Yo, what's happening, Cowboys Nation? All my fellow Dallas Cowboys fans. This your boy, the Real McCoy, coming at you, man. Talking about the playoffs, man. It feels good. I mean, it just feels good to talk about playoff football, and the Dallas Cowboys are still in the mix, man. Especially how the season ended last year, man. Oh my God. This video here is about personnel. You know, you hear some of the talking heads on the NFL Network, ESPN, things of that nature, Fox Sports, talking about personnel grouping. The offense came out in this personnel and things like that. Well, this video here, I'm talking about the personnel grouping that I believe is the best or the most efficient for the Dallas Cowboys offense. And before we get into that, here's a quick chart here. Just if any of you guys out there, a lot of you guys, this is no basic football stuff. But for a lot of you guys who may not know what personnel grouping is, it's a numbers thing. 22 personnel is 2 running backs, 2 tight ends. It depends on the number of running backs and the tight ends that are on the field for the offense. That determines the personnel. The personnel that changes what defenses are going to do. Things like that. You can have different formations inside of the same personnel package. There are 32 teams in the NFL. The terminology they use could all be different. You know, if you got double O, 2-0 personnel or double O personnel, that means you've got 5 wide, no running backs, no tight end. Most people call 5 wide empty. It's an empty set. Empty means the only person in the backfield is a quarterback. Basic stuff here. If you guys need to pause the video, if you need to look at the chart for yourself, by all means, go ahead and do that. But in my opinion, the best formation offensively for the the best personnel grouping, should I say, for the Dallas Cowboys is the 11 personnel, which is 1 running back, 1 tight end. And the reason why I say that is because then you take the extra tight end off, or the fullback, you take him off the field, and you bring on that 3rd receiver, which would be, prototypically Terrence Williams, Dez Bryant, Cole Beasley in the slot. And if you do that, defensive coordinator, we'll say Dom Capers. We're playing the Packers this weekend. Don Capers, the defensive coordinator for the Packers, he has a decision to make. Should I leave on like a prototypical 4-3 defense? Should I leave the 3 linebackers on the field to protect against the running game? You know what I mean? Or should I take off one of those linebackers and basically go nickel and bring on the extra DB or cornerback, DB to cover the slot receiver, or the 3rd receiver? That's the decision that they have to make. And, and reason why I say it's the most effective for the Dallas Cowboys, because now if he decides to go nickel, it plays right into the Dallas Cowboys' hands. That's what we want you to do. We are dictating to you what we want you to do. We want you to go nickel. Now you have a 6-man front, which means 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers. And you have to defend against our offensive line, 3 of which are all-pro, and the NFL's leading rusher in the backfield in Ezekiel Elliott. That's advantage Dallas Cowboys all day. If he decides to leave that to stay in the base 4-3 and take his chances, now you're leaving either a linebacker on a safety to cover Cole Beasley in the slot. I think that's an advantage Cowboys all day. You know what I mean? The Cole Beasley's quickness. He's not going to go over the top, anything like that. But his quickness. You know what I mean? 6, 7, 8 yard gains. We're staying ahead of the chain. He gets a 7-yard gain on 1st down. We're looking at second and 3. I mean, if I can go 2nd and 3 all game long, I'm going to score 30, 35 points. That's just how the NFL works. That's why I think this is our best personnel grouping. 11 personnel. 1 running back, 1 tight end, 3 wide receivers. I'm going to give you guys a few 2 plays specifically throughout the regular season, that stood out to me. You can see why I feel this way. You know what I mean? Let's check it out. As you guys can see here, we've got the 11 personnel. 1 running back, Ezekiel Elliott. 1 tight end, Jason Witten. 11 personnel. 3 wide receivers, Terrence Williams at the bottom of the screen. Lucky Whitehead in the slot. Dez Bryant up top. But what this does, the Buccaneers, what they did to counter that, they did exactly what we want them to do. As you can see, we got 4 down linemen instead of their prototypical three linebackers, they take one linebacker off and they bring on the DB, as you can see in the slot here, the nickel corner, or the slot corner covering Lucky Whitehead. So now you've got a 6-man front. That's exactly what we want. We're going to take our chances with that. With the running game we have, we're going to take our chances. We're going to take a chance with our 3 Pro Bowl offensive linemen, Hall of Fame tight end, and NFL's leading rusher against your 6-man front. We're going to take our chances with that. On this play here, Sunday Night Football, I believe week 15 against the Bucs, right tackle Doug Free and right guard Zach Martin, they both down block. And left guard Ron O'Leary and Jason Witten, they pull across the line of scrimmage, across the formation to pull to get kick-out blocks, which opens up the lane for Ezekiel Elliott. If you can see the down in distance, it's 1st and 10. 1st and 10. You know what I mean? And the defense is in exactly what we want them to be in, which is a 6-man front. You know what I mean? So we're going to check it out. It opens up a huge hole for Ezekiel Elliott on. We get another first down on first down. You know what I mean? You go from 1st and 10 to 1st and 10. I mean, that's dominant offense. That's exactly what you're looking for. No doubt about it, you know. Now, with that exact same personnel grouping, 11 personnel, I think the best formation is when Dak Prescott is under center. What we saw Dak Prescott in the gun. Well, when you hand the ball off, I'm old school. I want my running back. I want his shoulder pads to be square and parallel to the line of scrimmage, you know, and he can get the downhill running. You know, that's the one reason. But the main reason why I prefer that with Dak Prescott on the center is we can get the play action. Dak Prescott, I said this way back when he was coming out of college. His play fakes are beautiful. The way he dips his shoulder, he pauses, he really sells his play fakes. You go back and look at the tapes, man, defenders are absolutely confused, you know. When you get the play action pass going, because last week when the Giants did play action, the Green Bay Packers defense, I mean, there's no need to even respect the Giants running game. But if you don't respect the Dallas Cowboys running game, you're going to get crushed. You're going to get destroyed. Plain and simple. So when he's under center in the 11 personnel, you play fake to Zeke, the linebackers have to bite on that. No doubt. They have to. Now we can get the passing game over the top. Dez over the top, Cole Beasley in the slot, Terrence Williams, maybe even Jason Witten, and we're staying ahead of the chains. You know what I mean? And now that's how you sustain drives. I'm going to show you another play with Dak under center, but it's a running play. And you can see what things could happen, you know, if we did that and we did the play action off of it. Let's check it out. You see we've got our 3 wide, the 3 receivers that I like. And the Redskins played right into our hands with the 4 down linemen and 2 linebackers, creating a 6-man front. On this play here, you'll see why Tyron Smith is an All-Pro. You know, he stays on the block until Lyle Collins gets a good grasp on his block, and then Tyron Smith steps up to the next level and get the kick-out block on the linebacker. And between Lyle Collins, it'll be Ron O'Leary, who's more athletic than O'Leary, Lyle Collins is, but he's not as strong, and Tyron Smith creates their running lane for Ezekiel Elliott. And the hole is wide open. You cut it back. Once again, it's 1st and 10, and he gets 9 yards. I mean, you go from 1st and 10 to 2nd and 1. That's dominant football. That's dominant football. Then if you do that, that's when the play action gets wide open. I'm not saying do this every single play. In my opinion, I think that is the best personnel grouping that the Dallas Cowboys can be the most effective. 11 personnel. Then the best formation, I believe, is when Dak is under center. And then we can get the play action going. I mean, it just eat teams alive. That formation there and that personnel grouping can not only get to a Super Bowl, but also win it. I mean, it's dominant. Especially if you stay in a 6-man front. And then if you stay in your 4-3 or your prototypical defense, then, you know, you got Cole Beasley lined up on the linebacker or safety. That's a mismatch in our favor. And like I always say on my channel, is those 2 M's, mismatches and matchups. That formation there is a matchup nightmare, man, especially with the running game that we have. The Packers got to deal with that all day. They got to deal with that all day, man. Let me know what you guys think, Cowboys Nation, man. Like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. That's just my opinion on it. You guys may have other things that you may like, things like that. Let me know what you guys think, Cowboys Nation. We're ready for this playoff game. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. This your boy, The Real McCoy, man. I'm out. Peace.